We need A&P up here.
Hi, and welcome to Freedom Watch Afghanistan. I'm Senior Airman Rob Joswiak. In August 2003, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization took command of the International Security Assistance Force in Afghanistan. ISAF's mission is to bring stability and help develop the capabilities of the Afghan National Security Forces. I sat down with the commander of ISAF, U.S. Army General Dan McNeil, to discuss present and future operations. Sir, 3,000 members of NATO recently met for the NATO summit in Bucharest, Romania. How does President Bush's pledge to increase the U.S. commitment affect the NATO alliance's mission?
The U.S. is one of the more generous contributors to the alliance here, not only in aggregate number of troops, but in other things, flying machines, intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance apparatus. We have clearly what is an under-resourced force. Most say that. It's been said by a number of ministers of defense, at least one secretary of defense. So anything that we can add to it will make for a more credible force on the battlefield in Afghanistan. And we think Bucharest did add a few things that will make us a more credible force.
Sir, some of those countries were France, Georgia, as well as our Marines coming in. How will that better help us both stabilize in the better areas and protect and go on the offensive in the other areas that are a little behind, sir?
The Marines were a deal, of course, made before Bucharest, and nice to have them. And you could say that maybe the impetus of Bucharest brought them along, but I think that both the Secretary of Defense and the President have known for some time if they could find more force, more U.S. force, that they would like to put it in Afghanistan. We're glad to have them. They're coming in two capacities. Several thousand of them will be under a NATO flag. A little over 1,000 will be under the OEF flag service police mentors, and it's quick reaction forces to support certain police districts. The decision by the French government to bring in a battle group to put it in the U.S. sector in the east will be great value added. The decision by the Poles to plus up their battle group by 400 to add helicopters, another piece, some value added. I think of the additional force that we will get courtesy of Bucharest or courtesy of any other dialogue that occurs will be very helpful.
There's been obviously a lot of progress, as you've mentioned before. How does the degradation, specifically of the Taliban's leadership, reflect ISAF's progress in making Afghanistan a safer place?
As part of our operational context, we decided to have a line of effort, a legitimate line of effort to attack the insurgents' command and control system. UN report released last fall about suicide bombings in Afghanistan had one recurring theme in it. Suicide bombers here typically are always strangers. Those of us in the international force can go out and get amongst a crowd of Afghans. We can never pick out the stranger, but the Afghans themselves know right away when that stranger is there. So we are looking for the Afghan brothers to help themselves, help us going after the suicide bomber.
You mentioned Afghan brothers, and also along with ISAF and the Pakistani forces, they're all vital to the security here. How does the recent opening of the Khyber Pass Coordination Center help in this coordination of, like you say, picking out the stranger and general security issues?
For me, the most important thing we're doing here is rebuilding Afghan capacity. The extremists, the terrorists who are in this region have been here a long time. We know it. We know it from 9/11. Our British colleagues know it from 7/7. We cannot allow those kinds of things to recur. But there are sanctuaries in this area too, sanctuaries this force cannot reach. And as long as we cannot reach them, the insurgent will continue to breed. He will continue to have numbers. So I think it's important for all Americans to know that we have to be patient.
And that's all for this edition of Freedom Watch Afghanistan. You can watch our programming anytime. Just go online to pentagonchannel.mil and click on Freedom Watch Afghanistan. From all of us here at AFN Afghanistan, stationed out of Bagram Airfield, I'm Senior Airman Rob Joswiak. Thanks for watching.